Welcome everybody to Caesar's Lounge. This is my video journal for week number 7. 7 right there. We are at the halfway point of the term. Good job everybody. Give yourselves a hand. You get a thumbs up from me as well. Thanks again for all the feedback and the comments. Here's what's been inspiring me for this past week. Watched 2 movies. The first movie was an animated feature back in 2003 called The Triplets of Belleville. It was an awesome movie, all told through character actions and pantomime, no dialogue at all, which I didn't know when I first popped in the DVD, so to my surprise, after 10 minutes of trying to fiddle with the audio and the subtitles, I finally sat down and realized that's how the movie was, and I really felt an emotional bond between the grandmother and the grandson. It was kind of perfect since Mother's Day was coming up, so really good. Those are the moments I live for in terms of movies like that. The big blockbuster I saw was Star Trek. Right from the opening sequence, J.J. Abrams' work was written all over it, and that's a good thing. I love J.J. Abrams' work. I can't recommend Star Trek enough. I'm more of a next generation guy. I really didn't grow up with the original Star Trek. I knew like the names of the original Star Trek folks. But this movie really makes me excited to see more Star Trek with this new cast of characters. Really love the writing, really love the action, good pacing to the story, just good visuals as well. So definitely the best blockbuster I've seen this year. We'll see if that lasts though, because I know Terminator is coming out pretty soon, and I want to see Terminator with Christian Bale up in the lead role, even though he went crazy during filming. But you can't blame the dude. I mean, it's Batman. You can't blame the dude. Still excited for the new Punch-Out that's coming out for Wii. Have you guys seen Nintendo's latest viral ad for the new Punch-Out on the Wii? It's kind of like a documentary, mockumentary featuring a real-life Little Mac and Doc, and that is hilarious. So I posted that vid up on my website. Go feel free to look at it. It's hilarious. Another thing that's been inspiring me is this book right here called Secret Identities. It's the Asian American Superhero Anthology. There's many great Asian American comic book artists and writers out there. They finally collaborated to make this book, which features Asian American superheroes. Long overdue. There's some good writing, some good stories in this book. Definitely I recommend seeing this. So yeah, definitely. Lastly, I know I'm usually silly and kind of jovial in my video journals, but I'm going to have a moment of seriousness. A melancholy goodbye to Manong Ao Robles, who was a poet, a community activist. He's most known for his work on the documentary Fall of the Eye Hotel, which I think many of you have never seen the documentary Fall of the Eye Hotel. I recommend going to go watch that documentary. It documents the struggle of older Manila town residents back in the 70s to stay in the I Hotel. It was a low-income housing unit for many of the elderly, what we called the Manongs. And the city actually took it over, and they were actually selling it to a company, and a lot of them had to move out of the house, and they had nowhere else to go because it was a low-income housing. And so the documentary was their struggle to try to stay in the I Hotel. And Al Robles not only narrated it beautifully with his poetry, but he was also seen in many of the shots as an activist trying to, get the developers in the city to kind of stop, because, all these elderly Manongs needed a place to live. Now, the documentary doesn't end on a high note. Eventually, everybody is kicked out, and they do tear down the hotel. But the documentary ends with hope, and the hope is not that some miracle will happen where they will move back and the city will see the error of their ways. The greater hope it's hard to explain what the greater hope was that I felt when I first saw it. It showed us that some fights that aren't won are greater victories than those that are necessarily won. I know Manong Ao Robles, he showed me the meaning to stand up for community and to stand up for folks who don't have a voice, and to help those who need their story told. And I think those Manongs in the I Hotel needed their story to be told. And in truth, Manong Ao Robles was one of the folks that helped me, become who I am today. If you guys don't know, I'm also a community activist and an organizer. And one of the things that he showed me was to use his, because he used poetry and artwork to help the community, give them a greater voice. And that's what I'm hoping to accomplish here at Animation Mentor, is to use the skills I learned here to give a voice to the greater community in terms of animation. And that's one of the big things that since I've always loved cartoons, I thought I would put it together with my organizing work. And Manong Al Robles was a very dear person who helped me realize that back in the day. Anyway, rest in power, Manong Al Robles. Yeah. Watch the documentary Fall of the Eye Hotel. That's it. I'm going to end my week 7 on that note. Halfway through, though. Good job, everybody. Once again, give yourselves a hand. Good job. I'm out. See you guys later.